Michal, I wanted to ask you about the latest developments with Nord Stream 2. We've seen the German regulator hitting the brakes on this approval process. Do you see this as just a technicality with regards to the structure of this company and where it's based, or is this going to mean a real long-term delay for this project?
Well, to be honest, this is an excellent question that we are all wondering about. To what extent this is a legal decision, which of course it has a lot of basis to be answered on the legal side, and to what extent this is a political signal sent to Russia, with Nord Stream 2 being really one of the biggest leverages that EU and Germany has over the company. Perhaps the timing is incidental and coincidental. Perhaps it's not. It's not entirely clear because the government has not been, the German government has not been clear in messaging it this way, but it definitely comes at the very peak of the tensions. The way I'm seeing this development right now is clearly a delay, which might be a short delay, or perhaps could be extended much further. And it's truly very hard to imagine full certification and operation of Nord Stream 2 while we are in a conflict under the threshold of war, but very close to the threshold of war with the same Russia from which we are about to start importing a lot of natural gas. It would be a very weird development to have Nord Stream 2 start operating in this almost war conditions.
Michal, just a quick one. Is NATO on the back foot here? Because there have been so many conversations over the last couple of years about the need for a separate European defense force. Now you've got Emmanuel Macron basically saying that NATO will be willing to come to the aid of Ukraine if they are needed. Do you get a sense that the Europeans are a bit on the back foot with this one? Because just the gas prices, the worry, of course, about inflation, a long, cold winter. My curiosity is piqued, I guess I have to say, because even the NATO Secretary General has been loath to comment so far.
Sure. I mean, there is no question that we are surprised as Europeans, as NATO, by the intensity of this confrontation and the willingness of Lukashenko and Putin to really play, a bit cynical game, especially with the migrant crisis, really weaponizing misery of people against their opponent. Whether we are in the back foot, I wouldn't, this is a developing situation. It's not yet as much you asked first about the purview of NATO. NATO works most clearly when we are in a military conflict. Unfortunately, we are not there, at least yet. Again, this is a conflict below the threshold of war, but Polish, Lithuanian, and Latvian governments are about to launch Article 4 consultations, which is a process that you launch when you have political stability and territorial integrity under question. But then it's a lot more that can be done both at the NATO level and at the EU level. This is frankly just the beginning of a longer confrontation, and US will have to play a very important role here, especially when it comes to supporting territorial integrity of Ukraine and putting pressure on Russia and to an extent on Belarus as well.